Before Friedrich Nietzsche decided to become the most dangerous thinker in European philosophy, he was just a quiet man with a pen, scribbling ideas that would eventually shake Western thought to the core. Nietzsche never planned on becoming a prophet, yet somehow he became one. Not preaching religion, but announcing its collapse. He looked deep into humanity and he saw a beast pretending to be a saint. Now forget the clichés you've heard. Nietzsche was never a Nazi, nor a nihilist. He was something far more unsettling, a poet wielding a hammer. And his sentences were not arguments, they were detonations. Nietzsche did not ask you to agree with him, he dared you to think. And his mission was very simple, unmasking illusions. Christianity, he thought, praised weakness. Democracy, he argued, disguised mediocrity. And philosophy hid cowardice behind complex Greek terms. Nietzsche sought a new morality, not built on pity but on strength, not on obedience but on creation. He envisioned a new kind of human, the Ubermensch, Superman, not a tyrant but a master of oneself. But Nietzsche was not writing from a throne, from comfort. He was writing from pain. At 5, he lost his father, can you imagine? At 25, he became Europe's youngest professor of philology. But by 35, he was vomiting blood, sick, half blind and alone, in tiny rented rooms across Europe. And he spent the last 11 years of his life in silence, his mind broken, his pen still. And yet, from that suffering and pain came some of the most radiant prose the world has ever seen. Thus spoke Zarathustra. Read it, I urge you. Nietzsche's war, my friends, was not against people. It was against comfort, intellectual, moral, spiritual. He saw modern humans as domesticated, flattened by religion and democracy. When he famously said God is dead, it wasn't triumph. It was mourning, with the gravity of a funeral bell. And I somehow hear Mozart's Requiem ringing in my ear. Oh snap, that'd be a nice background track for this video. Anywho, without God, Nietzsche argued, what happens to right and wrong? What happens to purpose? He saw what was coming, a generation drunk on Apollo, science, and starved of soul. He knew the 20th century would be an age of ideology and blood. He warned us, the abyss is patient, he said, and when you stare long enough, it stares back at you. And yet, he was no cynic. He was a wounded romantic. He believed deeply in affirming life, in embracing chaos as well, in turning pain into beauty. He admired artists, those who dared become who they truly were. And Nietzsche didn't offer easy answers either. He handed out dynamite, not for destruction's sake, but to clear the rubble, to let something stronger, braver, truer arise, in its place. No wonder very few read him in his lifetime. But today his words haunt every modern mind. You don't read Nietzsche to feel good. You read Nietzsche to wake up. Ta-ta.